Hey there, Cancer. It's Keegan. I hope that you guys are doing well. I am sitting here trying to tune into your energy before sitting down to record. And it felt a little sad. It felt a little down. And I'm not quite sure why that is. I feel like a lot of you are listening to either sad music or music that reminds you of a certain period of time, or music that like specific artists or specific songs that help you to, I don't know, like tap into your feelings or understand your feelings. The energy was a bit down, to the point I had to sit for a little bit before actually starting to record, because my energy dipped a little bit in tuning into you guys. So I'm curious to see what comes out with the cards. I'm just shuffling. I pre-shuffled these decks before sitting down to even hit record. But I want to let you guys know really quickly that I am doing specials on personal readings. I want to mention this at the beginning so I don't forget. I've put that information up on the screen for you here so that you can see the details. If you're interested in the tarot and natal chart reading, let me know as soon as possible about that one, because I'm not going to do a ton of them because they're going to be very time consuming and energetically draining for me. And so I'm only going to take on a few of those. But if you're interested, you can send me an email, keaghantarot@gmail.com, and let me know. And I can send you more details about my schedule and how things are looking. Okay? So we're going to start with the Oracle deck. We'll get a card out of here. And then I think I'm going to start with this deck. That's the one that felt like I wanted to start there. And then the other two decks that I shuffled, we'll use those as clarifying decks as I feel I need to get a little bit more insight into specific cards. Okay? Let's see what wants to come out for you, Cancer, in terms of initial guidance or insight from me into your energy. A little stack here. Let's see what we have. So the first card says, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. There's a stream of love supporting my dreams. And then this one is one of my favorite cards in this deck. And this is actually the energy that I feel I was picking up for you guys. So my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. And that tuning into love, tuning into the energy of love, that's absolutely what I was picking up for you guys. It's and I feel like for so many of you it is related to music. Just listening to again, like I'm hearing music. Some of you might be playing music, but I feel like most of you are listening to music in an attempt to just get yourself centered in your emotions. Okay? I also feel like for a lot of you, you're at this turning point of transitioning out of being scared, being intimidated, being worried, being concerned about things, maybe particularly connections or relationships with people, and figuring out where you might need to make some tough decisions. There's a certain amount of fear that I feel. Yeah. Okay, so Hermit reversed, Two of Wands reversed showing themselves here. We have a card that we can't see. We'll take a look at that in a minute and see what it is. But more confirmation for me here, okay? Now, I do want to say with the Hermit being reversed, don't push this... how do I want to phrase what you're doing? It's like... Don't push this solitude that you're giving yourself, where you're just existing with yourself and you're trying to make connections. This might be a little bit dark. Let me turn the light up a little bit for you guys. Don't push it to the point where you're isolating yourself. You know, one of the things for your sign, for Cancers, that I always visually get in terms of energy is really pulling all of your energy in, and you know, it's a lot of times people refer to it as like going inside your shell. But it's like you pull your energy in and you put this little cocoon, for me is how I see it, like a little cocoon of protective energy around yourself. And don't do that for so long that protective layer starts to harden. I actually don't like referring to it as going into your shell, because I don't think that that's natural for you to be in a place where you are like guarded with some sort of thick protective layer. I think that it's fine to pull your energy in. It's fine to utilize that as a space of trying to figure out where you're at odds with yourself internally. And I sense that with this Two of Wands. It's a confusion that I'm feeling between not quite knowing what you want to do, what feels like the right move to you. And I think it is about trying to figure out exactly where you want to put in effort and where you want to stop putting in effort. Did that candle just go out on its own? I think it did. There's a lot of smoke. Oh my gosh. Did I just light it by waving? Okay, I hope that caught on camera. I don't know if something was just burning in there or what that was. That was weird. I don't even know what I was saying. That threw me. Sorry. Okay. What I was saying was, it feels like you are trying to make decisions about where you want to continue putting in efforts and where you don't. And I think that it's not just necessarily around one thing. I think for a lot of you, you might have one particular thing that's weighing more on you than others. So that could be your relationship, trying to decide whether to stay in a relationship or leave a relationship, stay in a career, leave a career, stay in a city, leave a city, whatever the case may be. But I think it's coming across almost as like a general dissatisfaction with where you are and how things have turned out, and being really down. Your energy just feels so down about it. But what's very interesting to me, right, the more you can tune into love, all of that I read in this first card, right, being able to find the words that you need, being able to forgive, being able to figure out a direction, there's support for you. And I think that's why I'm saying, like, don't allow this Hermit card to stay reversed. Realize that there is energy, there is the universe, and as well as people who really care about you and want to see you succeed. You have a lot of support. Don't keep yourself too isolated. Now let's take a look at this card and see what we have here. Death, upright. Great card for you. This is about allowing things to come to an end, allowing things to change and transform, and realizing that endings to things naturally lead into new beginnings, new opportunities. Instead of focusing on what potentially you might be losing, focus on what you might be making room for by making choices to redirect your efforts, redirect your energy. Really take a look at what is going on and ask yourself, is this serving me in a way that enriches my life or empowers me to be better as a person? Okay? So I'm going to move these oracle cards out of my way a little bit. I want to keep these cards out. I'm going to keep this death card right here because that's where I want to focus on. Because I think that is absolutely what's going on with you. It is interesting here. You have justice coming out reversed as a clarifier for the death card. Anything else wants to come out to give us more insight? It's a pretty big stack of cards. None of them flipped. I'm just going to see what's on the bottom of this stack. Perfect. Temperance. Lots of energy here. 3 major arcana cards, plus you have the Hermit. 4 out of the 5 cards we've pulled so far. Major arcana cards. So let's talk about this energy here in the center. Okay. So in terms of what you are looking at, Cancer, what you're trying to figure out, in terms of letting things go, holding on to things. If you are holding on to something, how does it need to change in order for you to continue holding on to it? What do you need to do? How do you need to change and grow? This feels very much like a dark night of the soul sort of space, sort of energy, with a death coming out here. Especially with the cards that are coming out as clarifiers. Temperance, really looking to just feel like things are back in balance. You have a peace, that you have internally, you have alignment. That you know that anything you're moving forward with, any person you're moving forward with, any commitment, anywhere that you're willing to invest your energy, that you have certainty that is a good decision. I think very often, when I'm reading for the signs, Cancer and Aries, I tend to talk about you guys in similar ways, and it's in the amount of how you go all in. Cancer is one of those signs that when you do care about someone, when someone holds a space of importance for you, or anything, but I'm going to talk about people here. When people, especially, hold a place of being important people to you, then you are all in. Those people matter to you like family. You love them in a way that is whole, full. And when you find yourselves in situations where you don't feel that way anymore, where you don't feel like you're fully committed or you're fully invested in a connection, it's very painful for you. It makes you feel, looking at this Justice card, that you're being dishonest to continue forward in something that you know you don't have internally the type of alignment to it that is your own signal that it matters. I feel like if there are cross watchers listening to me, you might be very confused. But I think the Cancers who are listening to me understand what I'm saying. It's like someone who, let's say that they, I'm going to stick with the music theme, right? Let's say someone is a musician and they've dedicated their whole life to studying and learning and becoming very good at what they're doing. And they have a dream of, playing in an orchestra or being a professional musician or being in a band. And then at some point they realize that they don't have the same drive to practice. They don't have the same passion around it. They aren't as interested. And instead of being a mediocre musician, they just give up completely. And that's, in a way, the energy that I'm getting here in terms of here in the center. If something can transform, if something can be reborn, if you feel like you can get yourself reinvested in it, you will. But if you feel like it's something that needs to end, something that needs to close out, and you don't feel like you can devote yourself to it or to them in the way that you know you need to feel in order to know that it's something that you value, you're willing to let it go. You're willing to let it fall away instead of being dishonest about it. I want to switch decks and just keep looking at this energy in the center here. This would be a very sad place to find yourself if you are a Cancer, because letting go is never easy. But your loyalty to someone does extend to being able to be honest about whether you're being fake isn't the right word, but in a way it makes you feel fake if you're not able to have that internal connection. I want to take a look at Temperance first. Clarify Temperance for Cancer, please. Where's Temperance here? Give me more insight into Temperance. Wow. Okay. Two cards we can't see, but a card came out showing itself justice upright, right? Literally, what are you trying to balance? Justice upright, justice reversed. You're trying to ensure that you're being honest, that you're being like, that you're being just, that you are you don't want things to be unclear. You don't want there to be gray area. You don't want people to not know where they stand with you. You don't want to make it seem like you are more invested in something than you actually are. You don't want someone to feel like they're more important to you than you know internally they are. But you're in a very hard place in trying to navigate this. I'm just going to rearrange this a little bit, right? Death. What do I need to stick to? What do I need to allow to transform? What do I need to allow to become new? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to end? How do I need to change? This is the overall energy, because I need to find balance. And I need to find balance because I feel like I'm not in alignment with myself, and I'm not being honest with certain people or about certain things in terms of where my actual commitments lie. That's what this is. Well, let's see what these two cards are. Eight of Swords reversed here, with the Moon card coming out reversed as well. Death, Temperance, Justice, Justice, the Moon, the Hermit. So much intense energy. And I know you feel this. If you're listening to me, like, you feel this. This is one of those things, and that's why I said, like, Dark Night of the Soul sort of energy. This is really evaluating one's life completely, everything. Trying, like, nothing really making sense, and you having to get to a point where you're able to sort through it and make sense of it. This Eight of Swords reversed is actually good, because this is an aspect of being breaking out and breaking through a lot of mental confusion, freeing oneself from this up here, right? Where I was saying, like, don't isolate yourself too much, don't get in your head too much, don't make it so that it's you're shutting people out in your attempt to figure out who to let in. This is good because it means ultimately you're not going to do that. And the Moon reversed here again is it's good that this is reversed, because this represents being in a place where you do get clarity, you do get a connection to the truth for you, what your true truth is. This is a place where you're really going inward to face things that you know are causing problems in your life, and having success with it. And this is a very deep energy, because it is coming from a place of wanting to be fair, wanting to be honest. I'm just going to move these cards over. I want to see what else wants to come out for you, Cancer, around this. I feel like right now, the biggest concern that I have here is, it's not my concern, the biggest concern I'm picking up on energetically here is that you don't want to do maybe what you've done in the past, which is I feel in the past, when you have had these sort of situations where maybe you feel like a friendship has run its course, or you feel like a relationship needs to come to an end, or you feel like it's time for you to just, for some of you, it's like you literally just pack up everything and go from one place to the next, whether that's just moving from like one side of town to the next, or actually just like leaving a city behind and just going somewhere new and starting fresh, or having that sort of feeling at least, right? Like I just want to leave everything behind and start new. When you've had this sort of thing in the past, you might have done that in a way that for you, maybe because of the justice cards here, maybe you feel like you didn't do it in the most mature manner. So you might have just stopped talking to someone. You might have just blocked someone. You might have, ghosted somebody. And where you're at now, you don't want to do those things. If you're going to end something, you want to be able to explain to the person why. You want to be able to give them answers. You want them to be able to know the truth. Even if someone is standing in a place where ultimately they're not going to move forward with you, you still want them to know where they stand with you and why. That's what this is over here. And the concern that I feel is really because it's something new. It's something new that you have not done before. There's a concern of, am I going to be able to do it? Am I going to be able to do it well? And I want to just tune into that energy. Okay. Strength reversed. Exactly what I was talking about. Can I do this? Really being in a place of not having certainty, not feeling fully confident in your ability to just do what you know needs to be done. Having a little bit of a, again, it's dark night of, this is 100% dark night of the soul, where everything just feels so uncertain, and you know that you have to deal with it in a way that's completely new from how you've done it before. Okay, so let's investigate this. Why is strength reversed? We'll peek at this. I wasn't shuffling. Page of Cups showing itself. We'll see if that wants to come out again. That feels a little bit off. Honestly, it feels a little bit off in terms of this reading. For some of you, I will just say this might be a situation in which you're just trying to get up the nerve to express interest in someone, and that's intimidating for you because it might be the first time that you've tried to invest in a loving relationship, a romantic relationship with someone in a while after a big heartbreak for some of you. But we'll see. If it comes back out, I'll talk about it more. Clarify strength reversed here. My strength reversed. Okay, I don't know what to do with this card. I'm going to leave it like that. It like landed on me upright, and then it turned, and then it went back like this. I don't know if you could see that. We have this card that's hidden. With this Page of Wands, I'm going to leave it like this. It's not necessarily like I think it's a block, but I think you're just sort of going back and forth between this. Between being very, very willing to focus on this, being very willing to deal with the confusion, deal with all of this. And then getting a little bit, it's not necessarily like you get tired of it, but you just can't do it anymore. Like you actually become tired. When you're in this, when you're dealing with this, you're very much into it and you're very focused on it, and your energy around it is very intense and very directed. But you can't sustain that for long, and that makes sense, right? I think that's just coming in to say, like, don't question your ability to stay focused on this, or that it's taking time as an indication that you can't ultimately do it. because this is intense. This is heavy. Seven of Wands here, I'll say this is, for me, is just, more of what I just said. This is going to be a lot of hard work, and you're going to have to, it's like you're questioning everything about you and yourself and everyone around you and your life in general and the deeper meaning of things. That's really heavy. It's understandable you might find yourself not wanting, like, I'm going to go back over here. It's understandable why you might end up with this Hermit reversed energy, right? Wanting to check out and not deal with this, but you realize you can't do that. That's what I'm saying. It's like in the past, maybe you avoided it, maybe you ignored it, maybe you stayed in things that you didn't really want to because you didn't want to have conflict or rock the boat. That didn't work for you. Then you actually started to understand yourself more, and you realized, I can't actually stay invested in something that I'm not actually invested in. I can't continue to put in efforts. I can't continue to act when I know that I'm not actually in it. But you still aren't willing to have the confrontation or to have the conversations. So you just sort of like ghost or run or flee or stop talking or block people. This is a place where you're realizing, I can't do that now. It's like I have to put light into the darker area. And it has you a little bit, it's new. It's a new space to find yourself in. Any more insight for Cancer, please? Okay. So you have the Two of Pentacles reversed with the Three of Cups up right here. And I think this is actually a good place to stop with the cards, and then we'll pull another Oracle card for you, Cancer. Because this makes sense, and I feel like this is really where you're at, okay? So Two of Pentacles reversed is a place where we're really overwhelmed and trying to figure out exactly what it is that we want to do. We can't quite commit to one way or another. We feel like we're out of balance, right? We have Temperance buried underneath here somewhere, right there in the center. And I think that's where you're at right now. It is a bit of a struggle. It does feel very overwhelming. One thing that can help you in this situation is to start this process by really looking at connections that you have with people, friendships that you have, and asking yourself, who has actually been there for you when things made no sense, when your world was completely scary and terrifying, maybe when you weren't at your best? Who were the people who were actually there for you, who helped you to understand things a little bit better, who were able to help you navigate things that were very chaotic in your life? If you can start by looking at the places, if you can start with the easy decisions, the people that you know will probably be yeses, the people that you know you're wanting to continue forward with, and form that support circle of those people, then you have people that you can turn to. This Hermit energy reversed goes away. These people is that stream of love supporting you. When I said at the very beginning, there are people who want to be there for you. There are people who care. There are people who want to help you with these, help you navigate this, right? Also, they can't make the decisions for you, but they can listen, or they can just be there. They can give you a hug, right? Let those people in. Give me some final advice or guidance for Cancer around this reading, please. Final advice. What's the best thing Cancer can hear specific to this phase in their life or this reading? So you have two. First card says, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Again, let people in. Don't have this be all hard. Another great card from this deck. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Trust, Cancer, that whatever decisions you make that you feel are best for you in terms of this energy here, whatever decisions you make that you feel are best for you, ultimately will be for the best for everyone involved, as long as you have fully connected to listening to the guidance that you're being given about it. Okay, so this reading was a little bit longer than the others, but this was pretty intense energy. I wanted to spend a little bit more time with it. For those of you who are going through this and feel like you might need to have a little bit more insight or information, you can email me, keaghantarot@gmail.com, if you would like a personal reading. And again, you can go back to the beginning of the video and look to see what the pricing and everything is for that. I wish you tons of luck. This is always a very challenging situation to find yourself in, but on the other side of it is a really great place to be, because you've really grown and you've cleared things away and you've made space in your life for new, bigger, deeper things to come in. Okay. Bye, Cancer.